I understand that you recently have announced that you have been diagnosed with dementia.
I have.
And that you're now coming forward and talking about that in an open fashion. And
I think it's essential.
Well, I commend you for that.
Well, thank you. I wanted to come and talk to you because I know how broad your influence and your audience is, to let them know, I'm really okay.
Tell me, when were you diagnosed?
2.5 years ago.
What was the first symptom that you noticed?
When friends of yours or family members begin to say to you, remember I just told you this 2 days ago, and there is no memory of it. Mm-hmm. I can remember details of automobiles I drove in 1967, but it's the recent memory. Mm-hmm. And when that starts to become something that you hear from people who love you and care for you, mm-hmm. and keep saying, I just told you this, didn't you hear me? That's when I began to be very concerned.
Was that what caused you to say, I need to go get myself checked?
Oh my God, yes. I need to go back and explain to you that my mother died on the night of Christmas Eve 3 years ago now. I took care of her for 7 years. I was her only living relative.
What was your mother's specific diagnosis?
Dementia.
Was there a specific type of dementia that she had? Was it Alzheimer's? Or?
No, it was not Alzheimer's. Uh-huh. Beautiful woman and a beautiful person. I loved her so dearly. I felt a tremendous burden, though, to be honest. To watch your mother disappear is very painful. There are a number of elements that come to play genetically. My grandfather had dementia and died without really knowing who he was or where he was, who is my mother's father. It was very painful to see my grandfather disappear. And then to know that my mother was diagnosed, I think I was on tour working at the time. She was found by police about 50 yards from her apartment in her nightgown, nearly naked, and was lost on the street at about midnight. So when I got that call, I nearly lost my mind. Right. My mother, basically, she lived in a diaper and couldn't talk, couldn't walk, more or less just taking up air and space and having people take care of her and having really no knowledge of it. And the only way I knew I was the only person she recognized is when I would walk into her hospital room and where she lived, which was in a care, a tear would come down her face. That's the only way I knew that she recognized me.